Whoa, whoa, nobody better see. Rich nigga taking to Celine. I told them other bitches they can leave. Can't wait to get the baddest on me.
The one thing that's never sat right with me is the way that white girls will fetishize black men and then appropriate black culture to try to attract the black men that they want. Like just 2 weeks ago, me and my boy were at the bar. Keep in mind, my boy's white. We're talking to these two blonde white girls, right? Vibes are good, so we eventually split off and we're just talking to them on our dolos, right? So I'm talking to the one that's fucking with me, and I let her know like, hey, there's some guys in our fraternity down at this country bar, and we might pull up there in a second. Like, if y'all want to come, that'd be dope. She looks at me and goes, oh, so you just be hanging out with white boys. I'm looking around like, yeah, have you not seen my boy? And she's like, oh, well, I really don't fuck with country music, and I figured you like some rap shit or something. And I'm like, are you dead ass? Like, are you trying my black card because I don't want to go listen to rap music right now? I don't even fuck with country music, but my boys are down there. That's why I'm pulling up. And now you're questioning if I'm black or not? Meanwhile, you're a 5'2" blonde white girl. Like, I was so confused on what was going on, bro. I literally just had to walk away from her. I'm like, you were only gonna fuck with me if I was around a bunch of niggas? What the fuck?
I've had black men ask me to say very derogatory things in bed. Yeah. So part of it is not that white women are fetishizing black men. It's like the opposite. And I feel like this isn't being talked about, and I don't want to get any hate for this, guys, because this is my personal experience, but I've had more black men than not mention race in our relationship as like a I don't know. I don't even know if that's like the right way to describe it. But there are some black men in this world that I think like want, I don't know. I don't know if they want to reenact. I don't know if it's like a power trip of like, I don't know. But I just feel like that piece is important to this puzzle. As a white girl.
All right, guys, I don't know, call me crazy, but I'm looking at her a little funny because why do you keep encountering men that are talking like this? Because let me tell you something. Like I said, I don't know if it's because I'm triracial. I don't know if it's because I'm triracial. I don't know if it's because I've always been very vocal about what I believe in, especially like the first day when it comes to like people I'm with. But I have never encountered this kind of, no. In bed, girl? You were not seeing the red flags in before then? What? And then I want to ask her, like, if a black man is telling you, oh, I want you to have my black baby, or oh, like saying some derogatory things, do you stop or do you continue? I've had black men try to talk to me about black women, and I'm like, no, that's not what we're gonna do. You know, if I ever hear anything like slightly, no, and I be out. Because no, only encounter a black man ever say something about a black woman like twice, and do I look like I'm with them? No. Like, heck no. And at the same time, the conversations I'm having with the people I date is just about politics, spirituality, you know, just basic things, I don't know. We're not talking about how my black baby. No. What? I think if somebody is self-hating, they're gonna find someone who is going to validate them. Now, when it comes to fetishization, yeah, I believe that black men do fetishize white women, and white women do fetishize black men. That's obvious. I feel like when it comes to fetishization, I feel like people just fetishize one another. I worked in the club industry, baby. Trust me. It's all sorts of things. Like, men will fetishize you just because of your feet. Like, it's weird. Like, oh my God. But when it comes to you as a woman and you accepting certain things, no. Like, for example, I don't go around talking about I'm a spicy Latina. Heck no. I don't talk like that. I barely use the word Latina already as it is, because already that word is already so fetishized that I hate that. I don't like that's why I call myself a Latin American woman. I don't call myself a Latina. No. Because I just feel like our women have been so fetishized into this that people are like, oh, spicy, fiery, shut the fuck up. Like, get away from me. This is not how, no. You know, majority of my friends have been black, and I have had Latinos be my friend too, because, you know, like I said, I was only raised around black people and white people, and so when there were those few Latinos, we stuck together, baby. I have always dove into history, into the spirituality, into a culture to understand a lot, and it's just, I have very meaningful relationship with people. I have people in my life that are super, you know, they just love to have deep, meaningful conversations with me. They're not having these types of conversations. You know, the black people around me that I have been with, they love being black. They love, you know, black power. They love black people. They don't talk like this around me. I don't experience this kind of thing. And I think it's a little weird that you do as a woman, and you say that you keep encountering this, especially in bed. That's just weird, baby. That's just weird. You know, when I was in the club, I had met a black man who had told me that he had gotten married to this white woman, and on his wedding night, the white woman's friend had called him the N-word. And he still continued to marry her, and then down the line he then wonders why she doesn't love him, why she isn't like affectionate to him, why she doesn't care about him. Maybe because you're not looking at the red flags, and you're not acknowledging, you're not having someone that actually loves you, that someone's caring for you. You know, if you as a black man and you encounter these kinds of women and you still stay with them, that's on you. Okay, that's on you. It's like, even with my friends, if I have heard Latin American people say the N-word, I'd be like, let's have a conversation about this, because why are we using this word when we're Latin American? Even I, as a transracial person, I don't say this word. I've had black people try to make me say this word. I'm like, no, like, y'all need to say, like, no, I don't say it out of respect. Like, no, I that's a really strong word. And I was like, no, baby, that's not in my culture. In Latin America, we don't say that kind of word. I'm negrita, I'm negra, yeah, the heck, but I'm not gonna be saying the other N-word. Heck no. Like I said, my point is, I have meaningful conversations with people, like, because they know who I am. They like to have meaningful conversations with me. I'm not an NPC, baby. I'm not a Sims character. With me, you're not gonna get, I'm so like, what do you like to do? Like, yeah, no. And we live and we learn. If you do encounter certain people like that, you learn to not go around those kind of people. You learn, like, okay, this kind of person, if they say this kind of thing, let me not be near them. You know, like, it's just, you gotta learn who is respectful and who is not, who's respectful of themselves and who is not. It's just that simple.
For all you chocolate men out there, who said it was okay to be that fine, that athletic, that sexy, so sweet, wonderful personalities, strong, tough, we won't talk about that one. Your lips, ooh, your kisses and your hugs just hit different. And like my daddy says, not too light, don't like him too dark, I like him just right. Yes, my dad is okay with me dating black guys. Oh yeah, I'm pregnant. Whew. I don't know what it is. Y'all just like give me like freaking butterflies or something. I can't wait to find mine. People are always like, you look so innocent, you know, like you're so sweet, innocent. So, I love them.
The way, oh my god, bitch, the way you're like in my head. You gotta be in my head, bitch. Because the way you just perfectly illustrated why I don't date white women. Cause like, have y'all heard how white women talk about us sometimes? It's not like just like only white women fetishize black men, but it's like y'all do it the worst. Shit be making me want to chew through my own melanin. That made no fucking sense. But my whole thing is I will put my head through a fucking wall if I'm dating a white girl and she looks at me and goes, we're gonna name our baby Jaden. His name will be Atreus because he is the son of a god. I need to go to sleep.
You're so funny. I love talking to you.
And since we're here talking, Shannon Sharpe and these text messages and the allegations against him, I just want to go on record and say that black men are the real bedwenches of the black community. And over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's proven. I exist in a lot of areas of social media. When it comes to race play behavior, black men, whether they engage with other men, whether they engage with the opposite sex, no matter what they're doing, it is prevalent in kink spaces. Black men, as much as they make it seem as if they're engaging with non-black women in order for some retribution for slavery, no, they are doing slavery reenactments, okay? That's one. Two, we have to find a space to start unpacking how colorism affects the way that men navigate the world, not in regards to how they navigate women due to colorism, but how colorism has affected them and how they lean into specific tropes within how the world navigates them through colorism, and they turn it into a part of their armor and a part of the way that they see a benefit to themselves, and they think because they've done that, they aren't being harmed by colorism. When you look at Korn online, there is a huge space of black men who only shoot with white women, who have white husbands who are cucks for them, and they are doing this bull content. And again, because they're the ones polarizing these women, everyone thinks this shit is cute. You are engaging in real-time slavery just for a better check. And having lived in the South and seeing how colorism shows up in the South with darker skinned black men and the difference, how I'm interpreted as light skinned to people here in the South. I'm not gonna argue with y'all. I do not consider myself to be light skinned. I have a sister, my sister Katrina is, I have a sister who's light skinned. I ain't light skinned, right? Those messages from the jump were, one, it was clear that he was paying a coin to engage with this person, which ain't a problem. I am a huge proponent of many other things that men come to me about are things they should be paying people to do. And I think it's lovely and amazing when y'all are actually engaging with the economy the way you're supposed to when it comes to foolery and when it comes to labor. But it was transactional from the jump. And if it's transactional from the jump, and from the jump, race and all of these other tropes within race foolishness are involved, that for me says that a part of the compensation was you engaging and speaking that way. Yeah. And I would gather, and also that's why he likes younger women. That's why he likes younger women. And the sad part is this lawsuit is likely foolishness. It's the same attorney who was behind the stuff with Jay-Z. And that's not me saying that somebody did something or somebody didn't do something. I'm saying that this attorney is known for conjuring spells. And because it likely will fall dust to the side, people aren't going to dive into. There are pieces of this where someone needs to sit down with Shannon Sharpe and say, you too old for this. Your platform is too large, and you don't look the way that people need to look to get away with some of the behavior you're engaging in. And had you not been someone who, probably because you were in the NFL, people have trained you how to cover your butt, this might have got you. Because 10 seconds later, the white men were on, it was either CNN or somewhere else, and your colleagues were trying to read you about this. So, in closing, race play is very prevalent with black men. Very prevalent. And the very bed wenches that black men purport black women to be when they engage with white men are the bed wenches that they are and they have been. I don't know what was in the secret sauce of slavery that would charge black men to, again, I made that video to be fascinated with whiteness the way that they are. Be fascinated with whiteness the way that they are. But I'll close with, if transness is about to be illegal and they take gay marriage, go ahead and take loving too. Let it be the Hunger Games out here, because you're gonna gag at the number of black men who are gonna give up their lives for some white shaker pudding.
I'm convinced that some of us don't know what our jokes are referencing. Some of y'all don't know what white chocolate is. Some of you guys just don't know. I'm seeing a white woman on my For You page and she's just like, I love my white chocolate. And it's just your local guy next door. It's just a white dude. And I'm just like, we have totally lost the plot. How did you even come to conceive of this man as white chocolate? Do you think that every man is just white chocolate? No. Also, yes, I'm gonna get woke. How does the joke even mean anything anymore if white people are calling white people white chocolate? How are you gonna know what white chocolate is? Chocolate is supposed to tell you. We're supposed to tell you what white chocolate is, right? Baudrillard wrote about this. Y'all are stripping the funniness from our jokes. You're making them unfunny. Anyone can call anyone white chocolate. It's no longer funny. Like, do we get that? It has to mean something to give you a little chuckle, a little giggle. Now y'all are just making it sound strange. It's almost like when we make jokes, who it's coming from matters and is relevant to how funny the joke is. You know, do you get it? Yes, this is why racist jokes are also just not funny. It's the same line of reasoning. I hope that we all got that, okay? Yeah. Yep, this is why we need to be woke, guys. If you're not woke, you're not funny. Yep.
Am I the only one that's like starting to like them white chocolates? I never thought I would get to this point. I never thought, like, I went to an all-white school one time, and like, I was like, nah, I don't want this type of, no, my type of white chocolate is them Justin Bieber type white chocolates. Yes. You can slide in my DMs, white chocolate. I will give you a try. You feel me? I feel like we could like understand each other's cultures. Like, I would go to the family cookouts. Like, I want to be that. Yeah.
You know, it's really wild to me, the amount of people that slide up with my story and ask me what ethnicity I am. For the simple fact, like, where I'm from in Virginia is a very rural area, and it's not very diverse, and it's predominantly a certain type of people. I'm white. I'm not mixed. I'm not anything else. I'm just a basic ass white man, and that's really it. Ain't nothing extra. Ain't nothing special. You can say a little spice, whatever. I don't think I'm spicy white. I don't think I'm anything. I'm just a white man. I'm just myself.
I'm in this 2014 Ford Fusion. Say she rockin' with me, I said, baby, you gon' prove it. Shake that ass left, right, I need movement.
As a white dude who loves black women, I just came to the conclusion that I would never fight a black woman over her favorite dreadhead. Because in the heat of battle, we are fucking losing. What the fuck are you expect us to do? Be Captain Save a Bitch? We gotta turn into Superman just to even win over a motherfucker like that, bro. Like, how do you expect us to sit here and literally win a black woman over her favorite dreadhead, over her favorite white dude? Like, come on now. In all reality, for us white guys, we struggling if a dreadhead dude come by and take our bitch. I'ma just let it go. Straight up.
Man, public service announcement, because I see all y'all girls saying you want white chocolate, this, that, and the third, but like, I don't know why y'all not hitting me up then, because it don't get no more white chocolate than me. I could promise you that. Seasoned white boy, I'm the definition of it. Come on now. Y'all want the actors. Y'all want the ones that just get the tattoos and dress a certain way. Me, I'm the real fucking deal. I've been invited to that cookout since I was born. Do your homework on me. You feel me, shawty? Like, where you at?
Acting challenge. Duet me. You're the gray line. Are you nearly ready?
No, master.
Okay, so we need to talk about Massa Soup. What's Massa Soup, you ask? Let me share. So I had a man, right? At the time that this man and I were together, I remember one time I texted him and I was like, hey, like, what are you having for dinner? Because he said, I'm making dinner tonight. I said, okay, cool. I asked him what he's making one night. Now, mind you, this is a white man. I asked what he was making. He said, I'm making Massa Soup. I said, pardon me. I Googled Massa Soup. It never came up. I started asking people, have y'all ever heard of Massa Soup? No, what is that? Bro, I said to him, I'm like, what is Massa Soup? He said it's something that me and my family made up. So like, what are you putting in this? What are we eating with it? What are we pairing with it? You talk about, well, sometimes we put pork, sometimes we put beef. This man got so sensitive about this topic that he was like almost near tears when I talked about it. He's like, we're making it a race thing. It's not a race thing. All I'm saying is that it's something that me and my family enjoy. Anyway, if anyone knows what Massa Soup or Massa Soup is, please comment, bro, because
it's making his family look real bad, because never in my life and never in Google's life. Ain't that weird? Why didn't it come up on Google? And if it's their own creation, why didn't you call it yummy soup, yummy pork soup, delicious family pork soup, delicious family beef soup? Why did you bring massa into it? Like, you're weird. Like, bro, even over the cheating on me with men, I think that was the biggest red flag. I've done a little more research since this video, and I wanted to add a couple things. For one, no, it was not masa ball soup. They spelled it with 2 S's, and it did not have balls or anything of any sort. Really just like a normal soup. It wasn't M-A-S-A ball soup, because I've seen that, but that's not what it was. I said to him, what about, like, is it this? He was like, no, it's masa soup, M-A-S-S-A, and my family came up with it.
That this group has been growing so much since we found out that Roe versus Wade was going to be overturned. No.
Story time / things I learned as a PSO. I don't know what part this is. Before we get into this video, I just want to get this out of the way. What is a PSO? It is a phone sex operator, otherwise known as a phone sex actress. This is the job that I had for about 5 years.
Thank you for bringing this up. I actually experienced this one time, and I experienced it when I was in Serbia. It was this guy that I went on a couple dates with, so we decided that we were going to do the D. When I went to his house, he had asked me like, hey, could I call you the Nigger while we were doing it? And for a moment, I was shocked because no one has ever asked me that. And I was like, why the fuck would I be okay with you asking to call me that while we're doing the D? Like, that's disrespecting my ancestors. Not only that, it's disrespecting me, and it's making me feel very awkward and cringy. And he later on proceeds to say that the black girls that he hooked up with were okay with him calling them the N-word. And I know, like, for a fact that all the girls he, like, messed around with or been in relationships with were Ghanaian. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if they were okay with that. You can't call nobody that. And then he got upset because I got upset. Then he was trying to kick me out. I was like, you don't have to kick me out because I'm fine with leaving. Like, I don't have a problem leaving, because who would be okay with being called the N-word while somebody thrusting their schlong inside of them? Who would be okay with that? Then I started to think, I got real upset thinking about all the girls he was with, and they were okay with him calling them the N-word. That shit is not okay. I don't care, like, if you're Ghanaian and you're not from America. Having somebody call you the N-word is not okay. And after that happened, that's when I saw the clip of Harriet Tubman and Hamasa. It was something that Russell Simmons had produced, like some like race play act. I'm glad they deleted that, and Russell Simmons deserved all the smoke, but I don't know who in their right mind would be okay with race play. Something's wrong with you mentally. Like, when I see those divestment videos on YouTube, I was like, y'all be acting like gullible when it comes to non-blacks hollering at y'all, because y'all don't even know if they're like really with you because they want to be with you, or they're with you because they're just fetishizing you. So back to that guy. He's kind of popular in Novi Sad. He's in his cult called Herbalife. Debate with your mom if you want. We already know that Herbalife, they're kind of cult-like. Anyway, the black community in Serbia is very small. Somehow we're all like connected in some way. So I found out through a mutual friend that he was dating this Afro-Brazilian girl, basically black girl from Brazil. And I was like, you know what? I asked my friend, I was like, should I tell her what happened and how she should be careful? Because he could be crazy, psychotic, narcissistic. And when I told my friend what happened, she's like, you definitely need to tell her. So she contacted her and she gave her my number, and I told her everything. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me. And she's like, I'm definitely not going to deal with him. You can have so many reviews on Yelp and y'all still going to stay with the person. I found out that they're still together till this day because he blew up my WhatsApp saying, why did I tell her that? And I was like, because it's true. You did do that. And not only that, our mutual friend has sent me pictures of them like still together. And I'm like, yo, you really chose to stay with him? That's fucked up.
Like that, but that's not all it is.
Question, have you ever done slave roleplay?
Bro, thank you, agent. Thank you, agent. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
in that profession of being a dominatrix, and I'll never judge, but how dark does it get? How dark does it get when you're in that room alone with a 45-year-old, 9-to-5, cubicle working white dude? Let's find out now.
I don't like race play like that, but as a black woman, it's by default. I get people.
Are you? Oh. We'll get into that in a second. I don't like it like that. Ma'am, have you done race? Oh my gosh, she's done race play. I would never judge someone, you know what I'm saying, because I don't know their situation, but like, you really got to take it that far, bro. We're doomed.
I think it's important for specifically Black trans women to be in part of these conversations, because there are things that men say to us, do in front of us, do to us, do with us, that they would never do with their wives, with any biological woman at all whatsoever. They wouldn't even tell their homies, because we are consistently seen as them as a garbage dump for their sexual fantasies and their sexual kinks that they want to engage in, but they don't want to own. They don't really want to explore. They just want to dilly-dally and play in. And that's why many of them, I believe, navigate Black trans women the way that they do. I believe that biological women, cisgender women, they know culturally it reaches a level where they have to at least have a child with that person. They can't just play on that level with Black biological women that way. And that's why a lot of these niggas are really excited about Trump, excited about the idea of pulling back the progress that Black trans women have made very on the front end of things, because they don't want to lose their spaces to engage in foolery and honestly exploration that they should be able to explore as human beings, but they're not mature enough, they're not grown enough, and they don't have the courage to lean into it. And because the number of men that if we're engaging in the tango, the number of men who will put their hands around my neck and never ask me if I'm okay with that, things that never happened to me pre-transition. The way men will slap my butt and it will be intentionally, like it's an intention of pain. The number of men I've had to put out or get away from because I realized in that moment, like, this ain't like you're testing out shit with me. You're doing things to me you would never do to someone who wasn't trans, and you feel it. And so the race play, all these conversations, we see this more because men take off their mask around us and they want us all separated so they can go back to compartmentalizing their lives. There is a deep, deep purpose around solidarity of all women, past ownership of the word women. It's about understanding these systems that are oppressing and harming us all, with the intention for us to at least get on the other side of it, but at most for us to thrive and for us to have solidarity and community and true love for each other. Because these niggas will be nothing but our undoing. Will be nothing but our own doing. Will be nothing but our own doing. Can we have the conversation that most men only see trans women as SWs, specifically Black trans women? As a person who has done work to support SWs, has built programs, all those things, but hasn't engaged in that since I was 17, the number of times that men will approach me with how much off rip, the number of times when I'm on a plane or something, men assume that I'm on some SW tour. Not that it's negative, it's like there's no context of our existence outside of that for most men. So it's like, as well, and that's that when men say trans women, specifically Black trans women, because I want to be clear, they navigate white and non-Black trans women differently than they navigate Black trans women. Again, similarities, but not the same, because the same way they navigate Black women compared to other women. I want to start this off by saying, I don't even race down there to the mailbox. I don't play that shit. That being said, you're not wrong. That both sexes, non-binary Black folks, engage in race play. And the way that Black men are able to navigate that compared to the way that Black women and femmes are able to navigate it are two different experiences. are two different experiences. And it's all rooted in the patriarchy, the perception that one person is penetrating the other person, so there's power and there's dominance, and that's not really subjugation, and the other one is being used and all these other things. It's based on this awkward ass thought when at the end of the day, for me, you still in the Book of Shadows playing with dark arts. And all right, it's all come together for me. Black women who love, marry, have children with white men, that is race play to black men. That's what's hitting for me. So when I hear them, usually when I hear bed wench and all these things applied, it's black women who have been in relationships with white men, built lives with white men, and it's essentially regulated as they have abandoned blackness, black people, black excellence, right? Black men can tell a white woman to call him a whole bunch of N-words, and he still can lead us to freedom. That's the issue. A black woman loving a white man is the same thing as a black man having a white woman say, put a big black baby in me, from the perspective of black men. That's the issue.
And my dad, thank you to my dad. And my dad, thank you to my dad.